Welcome on back, ladies and gentlemen. We are continuing Tavern Talk, Act 2, Part 6, Twin Flames. So, let's jump right into it. Last episode, we met some new and even more interesting characters. Yeah, Jade's back. Hey, Innkeeper. Hello. It's been a while since I've seen you around. A whole week, to be exact, and you already missed me? A little. Cute. I got my hands on a job all the way over in Kyria? Not diarrhea. Oh my god, I can't believe I just said that. Oh god. Kyria. Let's go with that. Seems like something relatively easy, but well paid. Or like something too good to be true. Not this time. Apparently the farmer just wanted it to be done quickly, so she offered a higher than average rate. Sounds like easy money. Yeah, I wish. You know, I think I could use a drink first. Something that'll loosen my tongue. I feel like this job drains me of all of my social energy. Only if I get to hear the rest of the story. Sounds like a good deal to me. Yeah, so we'll set up some more quests. Alrighty. High in charisma. Let's go ahead and just give her a spoken heart. A little bit of defense. Take that back. Did I give her too much? I don't think I gave her too much. And a little bit in strength. And the rest in charisma. There we go. Spoken heart, order up. Let's hope this suits your tastes. Drinks are never disappoint. Glad to hear it. I can definitely feel my charm coming back to me. Made you a drink, now it's your turn. Tell me about your latest job. Fine, deal's a deal. Told you the client's a farmer, right? She has a large flock of two-headed sheep. Interesting? Apparently that darn star fall damaged their barn and they somehow managed to break out of their enclosure. Didn't think they were that clever, honestly. Must be the two brains. Probably. Anyways, they got out right before their shearing appointment, and of course the farmer needed to get them back in time. Especially considering the rumor around Ira at the moment seems to be a dangerous place nowadays. Apparently an unusual amount of cattle have been going missing these last few weeks. Yep. So local folks have been keeping a closer eye on their locks and fences. Of course, the farmer wanted her sheep to be safe, so she hired someone to bring her animals back. That's someone being you. Obviously. I thought to myself, I'm a monster hunter. Handling animals is basically my job. I'd say a monster hunter is rather known far well hunting instead of handling. That was exactly the issue. Do you know how stubborn two-headed sheep are? Let me guess, they're twice as stubborn as one-headed sheep. You got it. They're impossible to get moving, impossible to startle. One head might be eating, but the other one is always watching you. But you did it right. Suspect you wouldn't be here if you hadn't finished the job. You're obviously correct. I was at my wit's end. Imagine having fought hundreds of, thousands, if not thousands of beasts. And somehow sheep are the one enemy you can't win against. And some sheep are the one enemy. Some sheep are the one enemy you can't win against. Alright, I was struggling there. I read it correctly. It didn't click. It was. Trust me. Ah, crap. I skipped it. My bad. Y'all had a moment to actually read it, so rewind it if you didn't catch it. But likely I got some help. Another adventurer saw me struggle and offered her assistance and knowledge. Or should I say, retired adventurer? Oh. Yeah, she was very insistent on the label. Some kind of astral thin folk must have lost her arm a while ago. Oh no. Back to the sheep. She told me there is apparently one thing that gets their full attention. You got any guesses on what that magical tool might be? I have no... Levers. Okay, we just met the farmer. Interesting. Chief fish folk? Or the... I don't remember exactly what the race is called, but... It doesn't look familiar. Merfolk? Beavers. Warning to clovers. To be precise, they go absolutely feral for them. Clovers, not cleavers. If you will make them follow every single one of your commands. But someone with experience should know that innkeeper. Do you two know each other? Barely. Ha, keep your secrets then. Oh, so mysterious, innkeeper. I just wanted to buy her a drink after she helped me out back there. Didn't expect you two to be best friends, honestly. Best friends. I think you got that one wrong, Jade. I'd never befriend someone like him. I have taste. Oh, that was unnecessarily rude of you, You didn't even consider my feelings. Consider me sorry, innkeeper. Apology accepted. Speaking of taste, what about your drinks? I know you've always liked experimenting with potions and other suspicious liquids. Looks like you finally made it, huh? Indeed, I think I got the hang of it. Then what are you waiting for? Your old rival is waiting for a drink. Rival. Interesting. Preferably one that'll restore my energy. Those sheep made me old bones all wobbly and don't like feeling so weak. Got you. Let's see what the old magic has to offer. Don't worry, he might not look like it, but his drinks are actually really good. I bet. I'll just take that as a compliment, I suppose. I'm assuming strength-based, considering. Yep, strength-based. Let's give her a sailor courage. All the strength. All the way to the very top. A little bit of charisma. Ooh, hold on. Rewind. This needs an infusion, doesn't it? Okay, let's see here. Minus it. Nope. Okay. Dump it. Dump all of it. I am doing terribly. with drinks. As of late, I should say. Okay, so that's strength. Oh, no, 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 we don't want that. That gets rid of strength. We want strength. Let's do this. Now all the strength. Little bit of charisma. Southern Brawler. Now we need this one. Southern Brawler. Why'd you give me a... what? Okay. Okay, it was Southern Brawler because of... okay. Order up. Oh, wow. Impressed. Don't get cocky now. You don't have to be shy. You can just admit I've improved. So, Un, Jade told me you're retired now. Had enough of adventuring business? Absolutely, I don't want to have anything to do with that anymore. I've completed enough quests for at least 2 lifetimes. And yet, you decided to help Jade. Ever had a handle of 2-headed sheep? Not yet. Lucky you. Lucky indeed. I just couldn't watch her struggle with those stubborn beasts any longer, but this was a one-time exception. Did the farmer pay accurately after your morning dew clover magic trick? Oh, absolutely. She was so happy she gratefully paid both of us. That's good to hear. She even tipped us with some gems she supposedly found in one of her fields. But I'm a Maida? Need it? I have no idea. I don't have any use for stones like those. And since I'm retired, I couldn't care less about material riches. So we figured we'd give them to you instead. But I wouldn't tell that protectious blonde dragon princess so if I were you. There's like a blasphemous gift. Not 100% sure what she's talking about. Confusion. Citrian. Oh, divine gem. A little blasphemous indeed. I think I know just the right way to use them. Thank you. Don't mention it. Now that we're done here, I can finally go back to crouching. Crouch. I'm assuming it says crocheting for the rest of my life. Possibly. Correct me if I'm wrong. Gotta remember, I'm dyslexic. Didn't get this hook put in for nothing. Of course, I also occasionally gotta rip some youngsters off while playing cards. I haven't lost a game in at least 4 decades. That's remarkable. Or impossible for someone who's only playing fair. I think your lucky strike will end with me today. I've always never lost a game in at least a decade. Are you challenging me to a duel? Absolutely. And whoever loses has to pay for the next round of drinks. That's the spirit. I like you, bounty hunter, but don't come crying to me after it. Annihilate you. Ha, you wish. Jade, be on your guard. Un, be on your guard. Let's go with Jade, considering she's got 4 decades. So yeah. You're worried about me? Cute. I just knew for a fact that Un is a master of cheating. I doubt that's changed. So you're saying you've lost against her? More than once, yes. Pathetic. Cheetos. Hey, are you talking about me? Listen, Gamekeep, if your opinion is obviously cheating like she was, you can't beat them fair and square. You gotta beat them at cheating. Now watch how a real master does it. This'll be interesting. I wish we could see the actual match. Gentle Giant. Oh, hi! You're a new character. G-Day. Good day, you mean? I have returned, Innkeeper. Welcome back, Miss Anor. Anwar. I'm assuming that's how you say it. But she's going to go ahead and say the other one that I completely keep botching. And welcome. This brave adventurer name is Clay Moore. He offers unexpected supporting. He offered unexpected support during my quest. At least his name was very clear and easy to say. I'm happy to hear that. Thank you so much on behalf of the world. Yes, of course, the world, Mr. Clay. You didn't need to do the whole Mr. thing. Just Clay is alright with me. Otherwise, it sounds so formal. Like talking to one of those giraffe people. Oh, you wouldn't want to be one of those. Clay is it, then? Can I offer you both a drink in exchange for the story of how you two met? That would be a fun trade, right, Tia? I think I would welcome it as well. And what can I get you? Clay, please go ahead. Oh my, you've got a lot of stuff on the menu. That's cute. How about one of those drinks with ingredients? He can't read, can he? Judging by the big buffness and not a shirt, I'm assuming he's a what is it called? Wow, my D&D is failing me tonight. Barbarian. I'm assuming that's correct. I'm not 100%, but I'm pretty sure that falls underneath it. You look strong. How about something extra for those muscles? That sounds nice. Let's go with that. 1 minute. Let's go ahead and give him the same drink, shall we? Zero's courage. And we used this one? Right? Yeah, I think so. A little bit of charisma. A little bit of intelligence. No. We gotta do a little extra. Here's the minus with the Shingababa and all the strength in the world. It was courage. Yep. Order up. Try this. I think it might knock your socks off. That tastes strong and magically, but my socks are still on. Still, I love it. I'll have to remember this one for next time. What is it called? Don't worry, I'll remember it for you. Thank you. Now, Miss Anwar, what would you like? I need some of that liquid of diligence. Even in here, it's important to stay on guard. Wouldn't this be the right time to relax? There's no such time. Alright, then I shall aid you on your divine mission of not falling asleep standing. If I remember correctly, it was some kind of defense drink, right? Yeah. I'm starting to remember their orders. Or their usuals. Let's give her the new one, shall we? First snow. A little bit of intelligence. I'm pretty sure we used a fusion for this one, yeah? This one? I think. And then the rest is strength. Wait. Nope, nope, wrong one, wrong one. Defense, you bonehead. I bet our little buddy enjoyed that though. There we go. First snow. Order up. So, some liquid vigilance diluted with some delicious secret ingredient. Enjoy. I could do with something less diluted, but you're right, it's delicious. Happy to hear that. Do we get to tell the story now? Please, go ahead. So, I think I should start with the seashells. Now I think some explanation is in order first. As you already know, Innkeeper, I plan to start my investigation right here in Zenith, specifically at the local Gaia temple. So I've been told. Mostly about that wobbly ooze. Ah, yes, that was certainly something unfortunate. Unfortunately, besides their fascinating personal secret, they had nothing of value to share with me. But fortunately, thanks to your rumors, I was not entirely without a lead. The wizard's prophecy led me to Delwell, or shall I say, the abandoned isle, or Fairweather. The name changed depending on who you ask. I didn't know it had that many names. I always just called it Kilpie Island. Why? Because it's shaped like one. Probably the smartest approach. Kelpie Island or Fairweather, its name means very little to me. This local settlement of Thea was much more relevant. They built everything into the giant sequin that holds their portal of Avalon. I'm not 100% sure what exactly that is. Their portal is in the tree. I guess that answers my question. Yes, right in the center. They call it the Horizon Tree. It's beautiful. Why did you call it something else? Is it that type of tree then? Because you threw me for a loop. God, I love this coffee. The Fae themselves were moderately helpful. It was difficult to get them to focus on the severity of the situation. Also, if you're wondering what kind of coffee this is, it is UCC coffee latte, rich and creamy. It's an Asian type of cold coffee. Great, awesome coffee. Highly recommend it. Check it out in your local Asian market. And I was pretty sure they were carrying some sort of morbid ritual with the acorns that they were stringing up between rose bushes in asymmetrical shapes. Oh, I always thought those were art projects. Common misconception. It sounds more like they were preparing to charge them with astral moonlight. For what? If you freeze them, they make for good ice cubes. Do you participate in such practices? Not at the moment. I'm just not going to ask that. Eventually, I got them to sit still long enough to ask them about the strange occurrence around their settlement. Did they understand your definition of strange? After some explaining, they told me about how just recently an astral humpback whale had rampaged through one of their nearby scouting camps. How the hell did that happen? Just 2 days before the star fell. They said it seemed like it was running from something and that it was fully seething fury. That's concerning. They also claimed it to be a good sign because it promised adventure. Yeah, they're a bit strange, that's for sure. They weren't wrong. Seems like an understatement. They weren't wrong. He's right. It did lead us on an adventure, but I don't know if they hoped it will wipe out the entire night sky. No one would hope for that. Well, someone clearly did. They weren't wrong about it being a sign of a change of peace, is all I'm saying. The exact definition is subject to personal convictions. It certainly was a sign of something being aware. Now I was determined to get to the bottom of it. So naturally, I made my way to nearby beach and prepared a celestial summoning ritual under the young astral moon. For the humpback whale, I suppose? What else would I be summoning? I thought maybe you wanted to ask Caspia for her input. Are you out of your mind? The realm keepers have sworn a divine oath of naturally that prevents them from directly interfering with the simple world of us mortals. The full might of their power could disrupt the delicate balance of their own cosmic design. Right, sorry, slipped my mind. You are forgiven. As I was preparing the ritual, readying myself to confront the troublemaker, I suddenly found myself being interrupted by a strange request. That was me. I asked her if she needed any more seashells. Did she? I did, actually, preparing dragonhead titans and flaming limpet shells can heighten the dual aspects of the celestial twins, therefore making the connection to the astral sea more stable. Obviously. Hadn't managed to find a limp shell, and one happened to be among his offerings. I honestly just thought she was decorating the beach and that she could do with more color. Okay, this character's starting to remind me of Grog, to be honest, from Critical Role, the first campaign. Just a little bit. You weren't wrong in a way. Sadly, the shells burned up during the ritual, singed Tia's hands too. Just a little. Fortunately, I possess particular healing capabilities. Fortunate indeed. Were you collecting seashells for beach decorating or your very own ritual clay? I was collecting them for my friends. At this time of year, Kelpie Island is full of all kinds of sparkling floating animals for the astral sea, and they love munching on seashells. Munching on seashells. Okay. Do you encounter these creatures a lot? I tried to. They're very nice. They can talk to animals. Gaia blessings rest upon him. A barbarian that can talk to animals. So is he a barbarian druid? Huh. Or can certain bards actually have that ability? I don't know. I haven't played a bard yet. Or not a bard, barbarian. Fantastic. You're full of surprises. You're full of surprises. Thank you. Though I'm not always sure they like talking to me. They tend to disappear sooner or later. Sometimes they come back, but often they don't. I think maybe I accidentally say things that upset them without realizing it. They think I mean to hurt them. I hate when that happens. You mean they just disappear like they were never there? Yes, like they moved to a different, quieter beach. Or like they returned to the astral sea. I feel like they would tell me if they went back home. Not necessarily. Many astral creatures can traverse the planes as well, but they don't always have control over it when they return. On many occasions, the astral current pulled them back home before they're ready. I'm assuming that the innkeep used to be an adventurer, if he knows all this kind of knowledge. Granted, he is an innkeep, so we do hear things. So, what's your thoughts, guys? And once we're swept up in them, each subsequent journey out becomes more and more difficult, or so I've been told. I would guess your friends either went home when you weren't there or got pulled back before they had a chance to say goodbye. So you're saying the sea swallowed them? Not quite, it's just beyond them, beckoned them home through a celestial hug of sorts. So that means I could just visit them in the astral sea. That would be an incredibly undertaking. Traveling between planets is quite hazardous. Is it? But echoes from a primordial sea, and my family has lived here for quite a while, I think. They must have gotten here somehow. They say it was much simpler to travelers between planes once. For a long time, it has been almost impossible without complicated and dangerous rituals. Until recently, the astral sea was the only possible way to pass through the barriers. And accessing it requires meticulous planning, not to mention the sea tends to come with more risk than reward. Even our astral friends who can choose to leave their home plane on a whim get pulled back by the current eventually. Imagine what would happen to you if you went in unprepared. But the Fae on Kelp Island aren't from Gaia either, and they told me they haven't lived here for very long. Since the 5 interplanar portals open up, interplanar travel has become a lot more accessible again. At least when it comes to the dream planes. But even the astral primordial sea, not to mention are finally open to us again after all these years. It is true miracles to witness in our lifetime. So the portals haven't always been here? There? Didn't know that. Who put them there? Well, that is a very good question. And one that would blow the scope of this conversation beyond its bounds, I would think. You still have to tell me how you summoned that whale. You're right, we're getting off track. As Clay and I talked, he told me about the fascinating friendship with astral creatures. And this is and his ability to speak with animals as if they will share a language. So you asked him for help? Well, he offered his aid. I certainly could have handled it on my own, but you didn't have to. Right. That, obviously. Thank you very much, Clay. Anytime. So I summoned it. The ritual worked exceptionally well, and it appeared out of the sky in a wave of concerning darkness. Stars used to accompany them. I mean, there was one star. There was? The whale was even bigger than I had anticipated, almost as tall as the Hairzen tree. And in its stomach rested a giant sun, the only star of the night sky whose light had not been extinguished, nestled right in its belly. That sounds unhealthy. That sounds beautiful. I'm gonna go with the optimistic one. It was, in a way. The star wasn't the thing to worry about, though. Well, didn't look at all happy with being summoned. Instead, it looked like a wounded animal that was one loud noise away from lashing out. And it looked sick. Its translucent skin was gray, like it was frozen with the coldness of the highest mountains or the deepest depths. Its eyes were pale, almost blind, with no warmth within them. I thought for a brief second we must fight this beast before it consumes us and everything in its path. But when I looked over at Clay, he saw a deep understanding in his eyes, like he wasn't seeing a monster but a friend. So I stayed quiet, knowing that whatever he knew outweighed my fear. He knew that it needed Clay. Not completely, but I knew that look in its eye. That feeling when you're so scared you get angry, when you want to fight because you're terrified you won't be able to flee. So I kneeled to show it that I didn't mean any harm and held out my last conch shell in my hands. It took a moment to overcome the instinct to mistrust, but then it picked the shell up gently and ate it. I saw the conch freeze as it was swallowed. It looked painful. Waiting to comfort the whale, I reached out and carefully put my hand against its cheek. I wanted it to know it wasn't alone. I'm sure it needed that. It did. It was so sad it cried tears of golden dust. Its tears turned to ice before they even hit the ground. It was at the moment I realized its body had been cursed with a patient frostbite. Potent frostbite. I knew it did not trust me yet, so I did what I previously would not have thought possible. Through a hand on Clay's shoulder and the magic of your drink, I was able to briefly transform my magic onto Clay, allowing him to cure it of its disease. He kissed it on the forehead, and the ice burned away, freeing it of the endless chill. It was quite sweet. That's one lucky whale, and one unusual effect of this infusion. Is that not usually possible? Inspiration is a fickle thing. Such magic is deeply personal and different from person to person. I always enjoyed seeing how others imagine support to look alike. Thea's support was very helpful. I hope so. Once it was free of its pain, the whale was ready to talk to us. I'm assuming he keeps calling her Tia because she can't say her name like I can't. I asked what had happened, and it told me about fighting some sort of evil creature on 2 legs. A creature on 2 legs? Some humanoid then? We assume. It turned out whales don't care much about our appearances. It cared more about all the things being thrown at it. What a mean way to approach a whale. Apparently it swallowed some kind of stone. It could only remember its black and white color, and that it tasted horrible. But it thought, I have a strong digestive thing. It's nothing to worry about. Rookie mistake. The two-legged monster just wouldn't stop attacking, so it fled as quickly as it could, trying to find its way home. It felt really bad about destroying the camp. I get why. The worst part about being angry is seeing the wreckage you leave behind. Do you ever get angry? No. I am the embodiment of calmness and self-discipline. You forget divinity. Where I come from, they call that repression. You forget divinity. Thank you. I did. Luckily, its anger subsides when it found its way back. It thought it was finally safe, but suddenly this freezing cold began. I don't mind the cold much. I'm from the highlands, and we get a lot of snow in the winter. Hold on, so is he a Goliath with hair? I don't know. Possibly. But that kind of cold it was describing sounded awful. Painful and inescapable, like it was freezing from the inside out. The potent frostbite I mentioned, it seems a curse took hold and slowly spread throughout its entire body. It tried to keep itself warm by feeding on solar crabs and cosmic squid, but that didn't help much. It just kept getting more scared and angrier and colder, until even its brain was freezing over. It couldn't think of anything other than the cold. So in its desperation, I ate the hottest thing I could find. A star. A giant one at that. It looked desperately small, contained it in its belly. But apparently it was one of the biggest ones that night sky had to offer, the East Star. It ate Eros, the guiding star of the endless seas. It did, and it helped. It kept it frostbite at bay, even if it did not eradicate it. But as you can imagine, such a massive star disappearing did not have the most desirable effect on the astral sea's delicate balance of gravity. I can imagine that. The whale was very confused about what had happened. But it said all of the stars around it suddenly started to fall and spin out of place. They crashed into each other, causing more and more destruction with each passing moment. I didn't understand everything it described, but it sounded bad. To label it as bad would be quite the understatement. The falling star rippled holes in Cassiopeia's wings. To think that just one hungry creature could break the entire balance of the universe. It was hurt and scared. It should have endured instead of hurting others. It was alone. It didn't know all that would happen. It can count itself lucky you were there to help. It didn't. I'm sure it tried its best. Let's go with this one. Indeed, I don't want to imagine the additional chaos it could have caused. I don't care about could have. I just cared that we were able to help. Do you also manage to free it of the star in its stomach? No, the frostbite may be gone, but that star is a part of it now. It has become the first of a new kind, a sun-humpback whale. And probably the last two, as all other stars in the astral sea have been snuffed out. We will never be able to see the night sky again, and in turn, the whale must forever live with its guilt nestled in its stomach. You're right, some things are forever changed now. That's the kind of point of disaster. But perhaps the star doesn't stand for shame, but the pride of its survival. You shouldn't be sad that must are gone, but happy that one managed to make it through. Besides, we may have lost the night sky's starry companions, but it managed to gain 2 new friends. Even the worst of situations had led you to light sometimes. I like that. You should never be sad before finding new friends. Excuse me. Speaking of friends, on the way back, we ran into this traveling souvenir shop. Souvenir shop. I brought a friendship bracelet for Tia and I with little whale charms on them. But she didn't want to wear them just yet, so I'm waiting until she's ready. That's very nice of you, right, Tia? They're a hazard for fights and could get caught in things. Sure, I'm looking forward to seeing how they look with your armor. Tia also found something for you at the souvenir shop. She said it reminded her of your tavern. And now that I've seen it in person, I agree. Now I'm curious, what is it? Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, that's very pretty mosaic. The shopkeeper told us a little bit about it. Supposedly, this piece of art represents a new beginning after a hard fight. A hard-fought battle. Kind of like the rise of the sun hunchback whale. That's very fitting. Thank you, Tia. Yeah, it really is. It kind of resembles us a sun, too. Sorry, I needed to drink something because my throat was getting a little dry. So, Tia, aren't you glad Clay was there to help you? Clay, aren't you glad Tia was there to help you? I think... let's go with Clay was there to help you. I suppose I am. You really are. You are surprisingly competent. Perhaps one might even say I could not have done this entirely without you. If one was to be extreme about it, I think someone like you could do anything alone if you put your mind to it. But that doesn't mean you should have to. I'm always happier when doing difficult things if I have help from other people. Well said, Clay. Stellar teamwork, you two. Keep it up. Will do. Much more importantly, clearly our quest was not successful. What are you talking about? You cured the sun humpback whale, you found out why the stars fell, you even made new friends. What more could you want? We still haven't the slightest idea who caused all this. An angry humanoid figure? And that is who exactly? Well, we can rule out you, me, and the innkeeper. We can rule out you and me. Ouch. No hard feelings. I believe your innocence, but sometimes evil hides in plain sight. One must not be led astray. I understand. Paranoia is a hard habit to break. Clearly someone Chester did. I'm not 100% sure what that word says, so go ahead and read it for yourself. It seems too random and methodical to have been an accident side effect. Let's find out what hides in the darkness. If something like this happens again, it could end in a calamity the likes of which we have never seen before. Don't worry too much about it, girlie. This is just kind of how oblivions are around here. I wouldn't call this just another oblivion. How often have you seen stars fall from the sky? 0 times. I was asleep when it happened, and now that it's over, there go my chances of ever witnessing a supreme meteor shower. You should not wish to witness such horrors. Some horrors are fun to look at. Listen, love, when I was your age, I used to worry about stuff like this all the time. This weirdo over here did too. We all did, at one time or another. But now for experience that makes such a fuss about it won't get you anywhere. These bite-sized calamities are a support of the natural order of things. From chaos to a balance to chaos, back to balance. Everything just switches around in a never-ending cycle. Sure, it's good to keep an eye out, but you don't have to give yourself an aneurysm over it. Just pick up a quest if it worries you, and follow the natural flow of the universe. That way, if you're lucky, you'll end up retired like me. Such a leisurely attitude only leads to failure. And even then, somehow, as someone is always going to save the world in the end. And that someone is going to be me. Oh, the youth. Anyway, old enemy, got another drink for me. I'm running dry. Anytime, Un. Are you still running low on energy? How about another strong one? You got it. Alright. Let's go ahead and give her the Southern Brawler this time. Mix it up for a little bit of charisma, a little bit of defense, and all that strength. All the way to the very tippy top. Southern Brawler, order up. Something strong for the most strong-headed lady I know. Weird way to admit you've lost every argument against me? But this drink is splendid, I'll give you that. See, with one of these, your worries will be washed away with favor. Good or bad depends on the day. I find that your empathy borders are tragedy. And I find your hero complex unsustainable. Remember, kiddo, they don't build those statues for folks who are alive. Who cares about statues? My purpose is my purpose, and I don't care who immortalizes me. No one's purpose is to die, girl. Life is too much more meaningful than that. Anyway, my purpose is winning at cards right now. Good luck with your delusions. I apologize on her behalf. It's fine. See, are you dying? No, she was purely speaking in the hypothetical. I'm not sure what that means, but it doesn't sound like I could damage your armor. It could damage your armor. But you know, maybe we should listen to her advice, at least a little bit. My granny always says, with age comes the priceless wisdom of mistakes. I think your grandma's advice would be much more helpful than whatever a failed hero has to say. You think retirement is failure? Once One's post should never be abandoned. If you can still survive this world, you should. Not sure if that's bleak or inspiring. The latter. I'm assuming that says ladder? Wait, that's not letter. Letter is spelled with the E at the beginning, right? She was right about one thing, though. The past is full of terrible disasters, with disasters that were prevented. Which means which means that this too could have been attempted before, if not very successfully. Knowledge of something so vile must be a secure and well guarded, maybe even abandoned. Secure. Wouldn't it be secure? I don't know. I've never come across anything like this anywhere in the Aperture Library. Granted, the Aperture has only been standing for a little over 2 decades. No, it's literally its library can't be that fast. Many of the Order's books were relocated to the new stronghold, but I do believe that we don't currently harbor the knowledge I seek. For that, other avenue must be explored. What are you considering? We could ask someone we came across until we find someone who knows something. Good idea, but the world take far too long. That would take far too long. I think we should look for Everbloom Archives. Is that a book club? An ancient one. Everbloom was one of the greatest, even Maiden Archives. I think the Gaian one, to be specific. Legend has it there used to be one on each plane. Evan Tuit, the plane of the dead. They were once filled with all the knowledge of the cosmos and grew in size every day, thanks to their treeless archives. But then they fell to an unknown foe and have been lost to time ever since. I believe one of them could hold the answer we seek. Innkeeper, do you perhaps know where to find this archive? Nope, not much of a librarian, unfortunately. Disappointing. But we could keep an eye out for it, right? You could ask all the scholarly people that pass through here. Of course, I can do that. Perhaps you can start by asking that bounty hunter once she's done gambling all her money away. You could ask her yourself. I would rather not. I'll take her terrible task off your hands then. Wonderful, you won't need more than a day to take care of all of this, right? I could do with a little more time. Nonsense, we don't have more time. I need your full commitment on this, Innkeeper. This is very short notice. As our disaster typically, hence the vigilance, I shall return to a full prepared quest tomorrow morning. Okay. In the meantime, you should rest. Don't be ridiculous. I have I have things to do, people to help, prayers to consult. Una was right. A good night's sleep would do wonders for you. I could even offer you some coupons to a beautiful spa. A swamp spa. Fine, I'll take one or two, though they won't be up to much use. If I rest now, who will this world have faith in? I shall see you tomorrow. It's always nice to meet. Nice to see burnout happening in real time. Don't worry, I'll go with her and make her some soup. Soup always helps me when I have a headache, and it looks like she has a big one. Do you want some soup as well? Why not? Yes, please. I'll bring some by tomorrow. Do you have any allergies? No. Thank you, Clay. Anytime. Then the recipe will be a surprise. Have superb day. He just pulled a dad pun? Alright. I'll take some of those coupons too. Wonderful. Talking through everything really helps. Thank you. I'm happy to hear that. Hope you held out onto those seashells. Catching up with some astral friends might make you feel a little better. Actually, I was thinking I could use the shells to make some friendship bracelets for Tia and I. I want to carve them into stars. I think that sometimes you have to make something beautiful out of things that hurt you. Otherwise, you're left with anger that has nowhere to go. Do you like being angry? No, I don't. Me neither. But we all get angry sometimes. It's not the most fun, but it's important. Never getting angry doesn't solve anything either. It just makes you smaller and smaller until people no longer see you as someone they need to think about. At least you're not scared of you. I'm not scared of you. Anger doesn't make you any more of a monster than silence makes you a saint. Be a whole person, Clay, and don't be scared of who that is. I'll try and keep her. Thank you. Hope you find a way back to yourself too. Thank you, Clay. Me too. Clay's an interesting character. Oh, hello, Scully. Welcome to my tavern. Oh, what do you do, magical eyes? See new faces, new acquaintances. With whom do I have the pleasure today? No way, a speaking skeleton? Haven't seen one of those in a long while. Hello there. How incredibly rude of me to leave out introductions. My name is Scully. And he's so polite as well. You can call me Un. Mr. Scully, and that one over there is my friend Jade. Ah, fellow my head. I have no idea how to pronounce that word now. But with more skin left. Which isn't immensely difficult, I suppose. Got to make your acquaintance, Un, and her friend Jade. Jade, that's a beautiful necklace you have there. Scully, couldn't you be named after a gemstone? Let's go with that. Something about it looks really familiar. Don't you think, Scully? I have no clue what you're talking about. It doesn't remind me of Scully in a way. It does remind me of Scully in a way. When was the last time you were digging around in the graves? Oh my god! I remember she was grave digging. Okay, so that might be the reasons why Scully's awake. Never. I think your senses might be deteriorating with age. Just like your ability to win while cheating. Ha, don't get smart with me now. Oh, Astria's worst-faced tamer. Oh, the wonders of friendship. You two seem to get along so well. Oh, absolutely. I think I should be going now. I still have work to do. What a coincidence. I happen to want to say the exact same thing. But wouldn't it be rude of us to leave that distinguished gentleman all by himself? I think one of us should definitely stay a little longer. Isn't it cool that both of you have bones made of shimmering gemstones. This is true. I haven't seen another Maida since. I'm assuming it's the gemstone. Well, since I woke up, so anywhere between 2 weeks to 2 centuries ago. Since it's a match already, it would be a shame if the two of you were to become friends. Huh? Anyways, see ya. That was quick. Indeed. I guess a woman her age knows what she wants. Oh, hey buddy. Hi Hex. Good mythical morning. It's not morning. It's well past sunset, Hex. That might be true, but it's still morning somewhere I know. That's right, he's optimistic. You got it, but today I'm not here to talk with you about primordial magic. Today we're going to celebrate my sister. Oh, hello. Greetings, everyone. Come on in. Pleased to meet you. My name is Scully. Jade. You can call me Hex, and this is Grace, my little sister. I don't know why, but Hex and Grace do look familiar for some reason. I don't know why. Somebody let me know if they are TikTokers that do cosplay. Because they really do look familiar. I don't know, though. Yes, I know she's taller than me. You can keep it to yourself. We're here to celebrate, not to roast, though some fire might be fun. No fireballs inside Hexion. If you insist. A fireless party it is then. My bones are aching for a party. I haven't attended one in what feels like an eternity. What's the occasion? My wonderful, talented sister successfully defeated her wizard doctoral thesis just today. She can now call herself an actual full-blown Selenite witch? It's not that special, honestly. I beg to differ. That's majorly big deal. Congrats. I must congratulate you as well. Quite an outstanding achievement indeed. You're very sweet, thank you. I have to agree with everyone. You should be proud of yourself. How about a drink on the house to celebrate your graduation? Hex already told me that you're a real magical connoisseur. I would love to taste one of your creations in Keeper, but I don't know what to pick. Could you recommend something to me? Of course. How about a drink for your wits, for your brain? Must be tired of after debating the professors all day. That sounds lovely. My brain could use a little pick-me-up. Coming right up. Okay, what shall we give her? Let's see here. That's not fully intel. Let's see. This one. Peak Sunrise or Sparkling New Bell? Let's go with this one, Peaking Sunrise. So, plenty of intelligence. A little bit of dex. And a little bit of charisma. Are we missing something? Oh, a little bit more, nope, not charisma. A little bit more dex. Nope. Do we need a infusion to make this one? Yep. Okay, so intelligence, dex, and there we go. Yeah, I had to make sure it was correct. Load her up. Why, this is delightful. See, told you. He definitely knows his craft. Say, Innkeeper, do you have a PhD in mixology by any chance? Last time I checked, no, but I do have a lot of experience. Took me a while to get the hang of it. I can tell your drinks are really tasty. You could easily go for another round of debating right now. Is anyone else up for a drink? Nah, not yet. I'm still energized for earlier. Scully, Hex, what about you two? I'm good. I don't want to steal the show today. I would love a refreshment for these old bones, actually. Perhaps something that will bring back the charm of the old days. At your service. So another charisma. Let's see. Yeah. Let's give him 1,000 wins. Plenty of charisma. And defense. What else was there? Ah. A little bit of dex, but we need an infusion. Keep forgetting. There we go. Wait, what? What? No. We need there. And there. No. Why am I failing at this so badly? Okay, let's see here. No strength. Okay, let's go with this. Put it in there. Thank you. Now, plenty of charisma. And now the defense. There we go, 1,000 wins. That took forever. Kept messing it up. Don't know why. Here you go. A drink for the charismatic gentleman. Oh, what a lovely taste. It warms my bones inside and out. Should I be worried? Maybe it's undead thing. It's an undead thing. Well, therapeutically, it would be possible for a magical drink to warm one's bone. You just need you and your wild dreams, Hexy. Maybe leave those experiments for someone with an actual laboratory for once. All of the talking about studying and degrees brings back so many old memories. I also was a scholar once. I spent my life as an archivist at the Gaian Everbloom archives to be a priestess. I think so. Before my supposedly eternal slumber. I've read a lot about the old archives, but I've never had the chance to talk to one. Well, obviously, they're all dead. All of them? Yes, the archives were destroyed ages ago. They're mostly a myth now. Oh, that's quite sad. At least a lot of knowledge must have gotten lost with them. I guess so. If you won't mind, Scully, I'd love to hear more about them. Maybe we can revive some of that old knowledge. It would be my pleasure, but sadly I cannot remember much of my research. All those years below ground and without sunlight doesn't seem to have been good for my memory. It's been a few centuries since I've been alive, so I'm not even sure where one would find the archives nowadays. Or their ruins, rather. Do you remember the environment surrounding them? Maybe you just need to think about it a bit harder. Let's go with the environment surrounding them. Maybe that could help? A little, I believe. I might have even woke up close by. My early memories as a skeleton are quite hazy. During my lifetime, the archives were located deep underground. Gaia's lovely blessing for Jinx, Tups, just tape, but I have no idea. With a hostile and lifeless mountain range. They were surrounded by nothing but rocks and boulders as sharp as talons and fangs. Even you made it out of the mountains, you'd be greeted by either dry steppes or a poisonous lake. Steeps. The liquid in the lake could cinch the meat right off your bones. I knew someone that fell into the lake once. I remember it as if it were yesterday. Well, that sounds like not the best place to build an important archive stronghold. Wouldn't necessarily agree. They say the books and scrolls of the Median archives contain all the mysteries of our world and the realms that surround us. Of course, you have to protect the knowledge. Would it be a shame if someone... Anyways, I think I knew the place Scully's talking about. Oh? Sounds like the grave gravel pack, sharp rocks next to Poisonous Lake. There's no way a location like that exists twice, on this plane at least. Or else I wouldn't heard of it. I would have heard of it. I wouldn't recommend going there, but it's extraordinarily dusty after all these years. But think about all those hidden treasures, knowledge left untouched for millennia. That sounds a little too abolition, even for you. Fine. Your delicate wizard sensibilities won't last a day in Grevnak anyway. Oh, you would? Who can say? Anyway, gotta go now. Shared enough secrets of the trade today already. Thank you for your recollection service. Pretty sure I botched that wording. What a lovely young lady. She would have made for a great archivist. And grumpy one. I'm sure she just had a long day. As have I, honestly. I'm very tired. I'm absolutely sure of that. But you should be proud of yourself nonetheless. You should take care of yourself. Proud. You seem like the kind of person that downplay your achievements. And getting your PhD really isn't something small or insignificant. Ah, it's nothing really. I spent a lot of time researching. Defining my thesis was mere formality. Scully's And my point still stands, and I'm sure your brother would agree with us. Absolutely. You're all very kind. I really appreciate it. How about we call it a day? I'm already getting late. A splendid idea, as I would expect from a witch like you. Seems fair. Hope you get to enjoy the rest of your evening, innkeeper. I will. Therapeutically, using his own words. Alright, I'm assuming, yep, that's so. We're setting up a quest. Alright. Carolyn's great sword once belonged to her grandmother. Argily is a gift from dragons themselves, very impressive, if true. Gyra seems to be very unsafe at the moment, at the least if your cattle. A few animals have not returned home in a while. Veteran Archives once held a infinite knowledge of cosmos, gained every bloom could hide answers no one is quite ready for. An unusual amount of undead seem to be haunting the west. Undead snails are being accused of eating corpse. This apparently possessed the problem. I think that was over there. In the riverbanks of Shivermere hides the Mara Margoon, a faithful spirit prone to drowning men, women, and everything in between. So maybe those two together? Deep within the grave mat hides long-last treasure and terrifying bleak stalker, though the verdict is still out of their current level. Now, put that back. The capital is wrapped in roots protected by divine according to myth. Ancient as time, these are the roots of Aether tree. Crasher's final Ryu collapsed a canal bridge connected Gyre to mainland, spawning the worst thing of budget of all. Budget discussion. I'm not sure. The fabled Everbloom archives are located deep in the... that one? Yes, okay. Raiders of the Lost Archives. The last Maiden Everbloom archives are said to offer infinite knowledge to anyone with unanswered questions. Its ruins lie deep within the Grave Mock, a dangerous and lifeless mountains range that even seasoned adventurers try to avoid. If that wasn't enough, the mountains are also said to be haunted by the nightmarish bleak stalkers. Let's just hope you don't find abandoned archives cozy and inviting. We only got to set up one quest? I thought we had plenty to set up. Well, with that, ladies and gentlemen, we feed our buddy, clean up the inn, and blow out the candles for this episode and this night. Alright guys, keep being awesome, and if you enjoy this series or want to continue this series, please leave a like, subscribe, hit that notification bell for future videos and episodes. Peace out.